Oh, I was supposed to do this. Hey, everybody. What's happening?
There we go. Let's go see what's going on.
Let's see what's going on.
Who is our sponsor?
Who put the overalls in Mrs. Murphy's chowder?
I've never heard that in my life.
Really?
Never.
That's like a song. It's like, who put the overalls in Mrs. Murphy's chowder? Nobody answered, so we'll ask a little louder. And it's just like a kid song.
You're
really?
Just that up. You're just
I wish I was.
No way.
I wish I was that good.
Oh, that's so good. Join the live stream. Okay. Business Brain. Business Brain. QuickBooks Payroll, correct?
Intuit QuickBooks Payroll.
Thank you. Thanks.
And Shopify.
Intuit, QuickBooks, Payroll, and Shopify for sponsoring our episodes this week. Let's see if I can find a QuickBooks Payroll. No.
Intuit QuickBooks Payroll. It's at quickbooks.com/payroll.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Intuit QuickBooks Canada. Intuit Quick.
I'm looking to see if I can find. It is just QuickBooks at QuickBooks, Shannon.
Okay, great. QuickBooks. Okay, and Shopify.
Yavel.
At Shopify. Love both those companies. Okay.
Same.
QuickBooks. There we go. All right. And I love how Grammarly told me that the B in QuickBooks was an intercap. So
it is camel humped.
Yeah, big deal. I love that. Thank you for joining the live stream. We're going to record 2 episodes of Business Brain. We're going to do a regular episode for tomorrow, which is episode 700.
700.
Unbelievable.
I would say that we joined the 700 Club, but that would make this very religious somehow.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. Well, I appreciate religion.
Oh, yeah. It's not what we mean. Yeah, that's all. It would just be misleading. That's all.
Yes. And then we're going to record our, excuse me, our Friday Eye Show. I'm getting over a cold, so sorry about that. I'll be drinking a little water.
Water's good for us.
Yeah. Friday Eye Show, which we have some interesting tidbits for you to help you with your AI life. And I think I could go.
Ready to go?
I'm ready to go anytime.
Yeah, same. Let's do it. Where is this? We get that going. Okay, great. Yeah, let's just do it, shall we? Here goes nothing. Business Brain, episode 700. Can you imagine that? For Wednesday, November 12th, Chicken Soup for the Soul Day, 2025. Greetings, folks, and welcome to Business Brain, the show where we take some ideas, we crunch them, we dissect them, we use them to tune our business brains each and every time we get together. Our sponsors today include Intuit QuickBooks Payroll at quickbooks.com/payroll, where you can take control of your payroll today, and Shopify.com/businessbrain, where you can sign up for a $1 per month trial period and upgrade your selling today. So lots of upgrades for the infrastructure of your business from our sponsors. We'll talk more about them in a little bit. For now, here in Durham, New Hampshire, I'm Dave Hamilton.
And out here in Northern California, I'm Shannon Jean. Happy 700th episode.
700th episode, man. Yep. Yeah. It's crazy.
And that's not like we record every day. We record basically for years. We recorded once a week.
It was once a week for a long time, and then you all, without telling us, you told us that you preferred 2 shorter episodes to 1 longer episode, which is fine. And when I say you told us without telling us, the metrics showed that the metrics that we can see, and we can't see a whole lot, but showed us that you would stop listening at about the 60% mark on the episodes that were longer than like 40 minutes. And when we cut it in half, it went to like 95%. So it's like, I guess that tells us all we need to know. Thanks so much.
That's it. Yeah.
Here we
amazing.
are.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's great. It's I thought it would be appropriate to talk about one of my favorite topics today.
What is that? Yes.
Consistency.
Bullheaded persistence. The idea of being too dumb to quit. So
whatever it takes.
Any of it's all the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I will tell you that consistency is magic, and it is difficult to be consistent, and it is a big moat to differentiate yourself because so many people are not consistent and refuse to be and think that they can bypass or shortcut, and I don't think it works. It doesn't work for me.
I've never found a shortcut around consistency.
Yeah. And showing up and having your name in front of people and responding when you say you're going to respond. And
that's reliability. I mean, that's two different things.
Okay,
Yes, and you can apply consistency to reliability.
Yes,
for sure.
That's what I mean by that. Being known for consistency is a big deal. It attracts people to you. It attracts money to you. It adds to your credibility stack, right?
Yes.
And I just see it over and over and over. And it's one of the things that I like. We have our Friday AI episode that's really popular. And one of the things I really like about technology now is that it helps me be consistent because it keeps me on track, where the way my brain works, sometimes it's difficult to be, because I forget or I move into the next topic, and I'm very like in my face topic motivated, like whatever's in front of me, but I'm also so easily distracted.
Well, I think that's saying the same thing two different ways.
Dang it.
Well, Dang it. I mean, we're podcasters. We're supposed to say things a couple different ways because everybody learns differently.
Of course, that's why I said it that way.
It's because you're a pro, man.
After 700 episodes.
Consistency. I am routinely amazed at how much value consistency has brought me. We talk about the charmed life here all the time, and I think the most common contributing factor to my ability to live my charmed life and to earn money the way that I do is consistency. I always call it bullheaded persistence because it's fun to brand things and have a thing that you say. And it's funny. People laugh a little bit. And I like saying bullheaded persistence better than saying I'm too dumb to quit. Somebody on one of my other shows said that, and I was like, okay, well, that works the same way, but I don't like to be self-deprecating too much in that way, So, but they all mean the same thing. And it is that you just show up and you just keep doing it. And every now and then, when I have that imposter syndrome, like we all do.
Yep.
And we. I think, man, why do these people trust me? Why, not that I shouldn't be trusted, but why is it that I'm respected and it's like I'm just faking it like everybody else, and it's like, well, yeah, but I've been faking it for a long
you're
time.
Always here. Yeah.
That's the thing, is you're always here and happy to be here, show up. And I don't just mean here on the show, but that too. Everything I do, I try to be that positive version, energetic version of Dave. Right. And that consistency matters as well, not just showing up.
That's a good point. Consistency of
attitude, of approach. Presentation.
Presentation, all that stuff. That's good. And I think that, some of the tools to be consistent, like I know with this show, it's easier to be consistent when there's someone else that you're accountable to.
An accountability partner, man. Yep.
Huge. Yeah. Because I remember you telling me this when we first started. You're like, hey, we need to pick a day and we have to do it every week at the same time, because people are going to come to expect it it's Wednesday at this time, and it's not, we didn't get time to record on Wednesday, so we recorded Thursday or Tuesday. You're not all over the place. And yes, sometimes things come up where you have to bounce, a little bit.
Yeah.
But overall, the consistency of showing up at the same time, doing everything, a way that's expected is super powerful.
It is. I had, I do Gig Gab, and I am effectively a one-man show in terms of the recording of it. Then like all the social stuff, Sadie, does all that for me. But booking guests and scheduling times and all of that, I'm still currently anyway, a one-man show with that. And I occasionally will do solo episodes. I'll do like the mailbag that way and some reviews and things like that, which is great. I love them. My listeners love them. I pushed one late. I was like, Friday. This is an episode that's supposed to release Monday, and it comes out at 3:05 a.m. Eastern every Monday morning. And I pushed it, and I was going to do it Sunday night because my wife was going to be out, and it was great. And then she's like, I'm not going to that tonight. I was like, oh, crap. Okay. You know what? I'll just do it tomorrow afternoon. It'll still come out on Monday, I told myself. Right. Yeah. Which it did. I did get it out on Monday. Probably the only reason I got it out on Monday, though, was that Monday morning, my like DMs and messages were just blowing up with people asking, "Hey, is there something wrong? Did Gig Gab not come out? What's the show? Where's the show? Where's the show? Where's the show?" And it was like crap. And it like I proved it to myself, the lesson that I've been saying all along, which is that. And I've proven it's not the first time, and it won't be the last time that I prove it to myself. But it is a valuable reminder that, like, wait, these people are looking for this. Consistency matters, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we are all creatures of habit.
Yes.
And like I have some shows I listen to in the morning as I'm getting ready. And sometimes I'm trying to refresh. I'm like, where's it at? Where's the show?
Where's the show?
Where's the latest episode? What's going on? And then, you can get frustrated. You're like, oh, this is ridiculous, and then you try to figure out what's going on. But I think whatever tools you can put in place to be consistent with yourself and your business, like even the most basic things, like what time is your customer support available, and like what time are you open? We had a place up near our river house where it's like a restaurant, and trying to figure out, but their hours like seem to change every single day. And my wife is like, they would announce it on Facebook. Oh, we're gonna be this. I was like, come on, this is ridiculous.
Consistent.
And I went by 3 times at different times while I was up there working on the property, and they were closed every time. And I told Renee, I said, I'm never going back. Even though it's like the only restaurant in town.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's the problem.
I'll make a sandwich.
I'll cook. That's right.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. So, just thinking about ways that you can be consistent for your clients and your customers is huge.
Makes a huge difference. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we'll keep talking about this, but thank you for bringing it up on episode 700. I think
thanks
that's
everybody
that's
for being here for 700 episodes.
Amazing.
If you're just joining
congratulations to all of us. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Go back if you want to see older episodes. Go to businessbrain.show, and you can see they're all
there.
You can
they're all
listen
right
to
there.
us. There's a ton of topics. You can go to businessbrain.show/brain and actually search every topic that we've discussed in the last 11 years. And it'll come up and tell you.
Amazing.
With links to get to whatever episode. So it's
Love
pretty cool. Yep.
I have a fun topic to talk about that's going to sound offensive, and it probably is. The next thing that I want to do, though, is I want to talk about our sponsors. And running a business means wearing about 12 different hats, right? It's somehow payroll always manages to be the one that gives you hat head, right? That's why I love Intuit QuickBooks Payroll. This is the all-in-one platform that connects payroll, time tracking, HR, and financial insights all in one place. With QuickBooks Payroll, I can see every dollar, every hour, and every job cost without bouncing between spreadsheets or guessing at profitability. It integrates with your books automatically. It'll handle taxes and give you real-time financial clarity. This is the kind of thing that'll save you like half a day a week, which is huge when you're trying to live your charmed life and still keep your business humming, right? So whether you're hiring, onboarding, or scaling your team, QuickBooks Payroll makes it super easy. AI and automation handle the heavy lifting so you can focus on the work that actually drives your business forward. not just keeps the lights on. And, if QuickBooks Payroll were a team member, it'd be the one who shows up early, never complains, and somehow brings you coffee or tea exactly the way you like it. Take control with QuickBooks Payroll today. Learn more by going to quickbooks.com/payroll. That's quickbooks.com/payroll. Take control of your time, your team, and your business with QuickBooks Payroll. And our thanks to QuickBooks Payroll for sponsoring this episode. And you know how it is. When you're running a business, there's a lot of things that keep us up at night, right? Product ideas, marketing plans, maybe that one weird email from your web host that you haven't opened yet. But one thing I never lose sleep over, selling. And that's because I use our sponsor, Shopify. Shopify isn't just a platform, it's your built-in business partner. It powers 10% of all U.S. e-commerce and helps entrepreneurs like us sell anywhere, online, in person, or even from the beach. Not that I've tried fulfilling orders from a hammock yet. Maybe I have, actually. Yeah, it totally works. With Shopify, you get everything in one place. Gorgeous store templates that make your brand look sharp from day one. Inventory management, secure payments, analytics, and marketing tools that actually help you grow. And that magical purple Shop Pay button, that is the best converting checkout on the planet. Your customers, they already love it. Your accountant already loves it. If that button could run for president, it might win. So whether you're just getting started or scaling to the stars, Shopify gives you the tools to build, sell, and live your charmed life. It's time to turn your big business idea into ka-ching with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling at shopify.com/businessbrain. Go to shopify.com/businessbrain. One more time, shopify.com/businessbrain. And our thanks to Shopify for sponsoring this episode. All right, Shannon, I have a topic for us here.
Okay, great. Let's do it.
I don't think we're going to need to check the explicit box, but the concept is one that I had heard years and years ago, and it is this: don't pitch the bitch. Now, those of you who think you've heard this term before, you probably remember it from the movie Boiler Room, where one of the people in that room, they were selling in like stocks or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, and that mantra was used to remind all of the sales reps to never sell stocks to women, no matter what. And they had all their reasons for it, and it was supposed to be humorous and all that stuff. Right? Fine, but what the context where I'm talking about it here, that I've encountered a zillion times, is with a bunch of like home improvement or home repair types of businesses that won't do a presentation or won't even talk to they won't talk to my wife. They'll only talk to us if we're together. And we've told them, like, look, my Lisa's the one that manages all this stuff for the house. I don't need to be there. She can make these decisions. She's empowered to make these decisions, right? And my guess is that it would happen in reverse, where if I said, look, I'm going to be the one to be there, my wife can't come with me, they'd be like, oh, then no, we're not going to, we don't want to talk to you about putting in, new siding or a new roof or whatever. Wild. And we run into it so much here. It's ridiculous. We've been trained, because a lot of times we'll talk to somebody and then they'll say, okay, great. We'll call and set up an appointment, and they'll get to the very end of the conversation. Just to make sure that, it's you and your husband. And she'll be like, there's no way that my husband's going to be here. He's got stuff. He runs businesses. Like, no. And then it ends. And I just think, and then they don't come and they lose our business.
So weird. Yeah,
it seems so strange to me. Like, when we tell you we run our lives this way.
Yeah.
Like, why are you insisting? It feels so short-sighted.
Very. And I know we've touched on this a little bit before. I would love if there's, if you're in the service business and you're listening, email us, feedback@businessbrain.show. I'd love to know I think I understand the mentality is like, look, we don't want to come do a proposal, do a quote, and have them say, "Oh, I have to check with my spouse."
Sure.
Or I get that, but doesn't that happen anyway? My wife and I, we don't make decisions right then. We're always like, "Okay, thanks. We're going to talk about it later."
We're going to talk about it when you're not here anymore. Yes.
Yeah. And or I'm waiting for another bid.
I'm going to get 3 quotes on this. Right.
So that to me is ridiculous, and a very limiting sales tactic. I think that's crazy.
Yeah, I would love, and I've tried to talk to these people, like when, because a lot of times you run into them at like, we have fair, well, we just finished with fair season here, where there's like all kinds of, fall fairs and stuff.
They have booths and that kind of thing there. Yeah.
And you talk to them, and I've tried to engage, like, hey, will you come out to our house if it's just her? Like, we own the house together, like being fully upfront. And they're like, no, you have to both be there. I'm like, okay, so why? Like, I just like, here I am, Curious Dave. I want to know, what am I missing? How is this good for your business in a way that I'm too short-sighted to see? And none of them have been able to convince me that this is a good thing.
That's crazy.
I think it's an old school mentality. I think a lot of it is more about what you articulated, which is that they want you to make a decision on the spot, and they're going to pressure you into that. I'm going to give you the presentation, and then you're going to sign and commit and all this stuff. Then. It's like,
we never do that. I mean, like, we just had a guy come out. We went through Costco. We wanted to look at getting blinds. We have these automatic blinds because we have a lot of glass in our house, and the sun hits it, so we want that. And so this guy comes. He's meeting with my wife, and she sends me a message. I'm up in my office. My office is separate from my house, so I have to walk down the hill a little bit. So she's like, "Hey, do you want to come look at this guy?" Yeah, sure. I walk in. The minute I walked in, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be expensive." I could just tell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I looked at the product. I looked at everything. And so he did the whole pitch. And I said, "Great, I'm going to go back up to work. You can finalize things with Renee." Yeah. And he was like, "Yeah, okay, no problem." But then he really wanted us to, knock it out today. He's like, "Oh, are you gonna? I'm gonna give you this extra discount." I'm like, "No."
There's always this expires when I get in my car, and it's like,
we're not we're not making that decision today because we're gonna talk about it and everything else. It was like $1,000 per window per blind, and I was like, "Dude, I have a lot of windows in this house. I'm not gonna spend $12,000 right now on these blinds, and I'm not gonna do it." So but it's interesting. I would love that feedback, that contractor perspective, to see if how that.
But I deal with just as many, if not more, contractors that come out and they give you a quote, and they don't even give you a quote while they're there. They come out, they check it all out, and they're like, "I will email you the quote within," and it's usually like 3 weeks because they're so slammed or whatever.
That's a responsible way to do it, right?
Yeah.
You want to check things out, make sure. Yes, you have to be on site. You got to work on that, but it's wild.
Yeah, it just blows me away. Yeah, and where I heard the term initially was from somebody who had done like door-to-door vacuum cleaner sales or whatever, and it was like always, don't pitch the bitch. You got to make sure the husband's home. Crazy. It's like, what an awful mentality. Yeah, I'd never heard the phrase before. But,
It's funny how before you said that, I interpreted it differently. I interpreted to mean when you're pitching, don't complain about other vendors, other suppliers.
Also valuable advice.
Right? Always focus on your offer, your value. Don't say why another place is bad or whatever. So it's interesting how you could.
I mean that's great advice right there.
Yeah. Right. And don't do that.
No.
It's interesting. Yeah. The way you do it, how you pitch it, who you pitch it to. The way you close, so important, man.
It's so important. I know we're running later than we normally do for an episode, but I will offer a piece of advice that I have learned when somebody, like, I've had people kind of prod and try to get me to say why I'm better than my, the competition, or say something bad about the competition. There's somebody, and of one of those magic phrases that I've used, and it's gotten me the sale more times than it hasn't, is, here we really just see that we compete with ourselves. We can always be doing better,
like it.
and we like to learn more. So we really don't worry that much about what our quote-unquote competition is doing, because there's plenty of business out there for everybody. In fact, we know our competition, and we talk with them, and we share notes. But really, it's us that we compete with, and we know that we can always be improving. And when you say things like that, it completely flips the script, which I love to do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's better. It's crazy.
So anyway, that's my magic phrase of the week. Yeah,
That's awesome.
I can't promise we have magic phrases every week, but that's the one this week. So there you go. Yeah.
Very cool.
All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. Make sure you visit our sponsors. You can always see everything at businessbrain.show. Everything's there. In fact, you can sign up for our mailing list so that you get our show notes in your email box. You don't even have to worry about remembering to visit the site or anything like that. So thanks for hanging out, folks. Feedback at businessbrain.show is where you can get in touch with us. And we love hearing from you. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep listening. And we'll see you on Friday. And we're out.
Cool.
Sweet. Yep.
If you're on the live stream, and my mic is still giving me weird
It's still
problems.
doing it. Yeah.
I can hear it too. I'll tell the story in between shows here as we go to all the live streamers. I went to a new tap room. They don't brew on site, I don't think, but it's a tap room. And it just happened to be in a place that was one of my high school hangouts, pizza joint. That was
amazing.
And it had been empty for literally decades. No one had gone in there, and this place opened up there. And so we're like, hey, let's go down and check this place out. And I'm not going to name the company because I'm sure they're good people and everything's fine. And the beer was very good. But this is a place to get, there's 20 different beers and all this different stuff. And it's a tap room. It's not Chuck E. Cheese. And the kids that were there was a ton of little kids. And I have no problem with little kids.
Of course.
They were so loud and screaming that it was like it was crazy. It was like, this is nuts, dude. I mean, and this place had only been open for, I think, a couple weeks.
Okay.
So luckily, we were able to find it. We kept our eye out on these tables as they opened up. We were sitting close to a bunch of this stuff that was going on. And we moved our tables. Like, okay, we can stay for a while because we moved a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was still so loud. And I went, and it was okay. And the service was just average. It wasn't that great, but the beer was good. But my wife's like, I want to leave a review. And I just started looking at the reviews, and all the reviews that had come in this weekend, and there was a lot. There was like 10 on Google My Business.
That's a good number of reviews for a local place in one weekend. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. All of them said that it was crazy chaos with little kids.
Oh.
And they would not be back. And it was, you need to, as a business owner, you need to have a way to politely go tell these parents that, listen, you're welcome, your kids are welcome here, but you cannot be screaming, running up and down, running around.
Unless that's the vibe they want. I mean,
guess, but
think about it though.
Dude,
I'm just to play devil's advocate. Like,
yes,
I agree with you.
Yes.
But think about it. Think about the market that you have if you create a place where people can come with their little kids and let them off the chain and they can have a beer. Like that's.
I get that. There's plenty of places like that around,
and that might be what they're going for.
Yeah,
don't know.
Yeah, maybe, but it was interesting that of those 10 reviews, none of them were like 5 stars. They were all. Yeah, the beer is good, but we walked in, we turned right around and left because it was so crazy.
Yep.
And, it was just like, hey, there's got to be a way to as a business owner, if you don't want that vibe, which I would say, we almost left too. And,
right.
And then when we were able to move, we're like, okay, let's stay for a little while longer. And have another beer, and have some pizza that they made, which is all right.
Yeah.
But, as a business owner, you have to be able to talk to your customers sometimes in a frank manner.
Yes.
It can be
for sure.
that if it's a local business like this in person where it's just gone crazy, to go over and speak to parents, say, hey, we're happy to have your kids here, but you can't be screaming and yelling. Or to be able to talk to a client and say, listen, you can't treat our employees this way.
Yeah.
You can't. can't cuss at our employees, or you can't
Right.
yell. And I've had to do that. You have to jump online and say, hey, you know what? I'm happy to solve this problem for you, and we want to work it out.
That's
but
right.
You can't talk to our people that way, or I'm just going to give you a refund and you can take your problem elsewhere.
You can go somewhere else.
And go somewhere else. So anyway, but it just kind of blew my mind how intense it was. It was wild, man. It was wild.
All right.
Okay, Friday Eye coming up. I'm ready whenever you are.
Hang on, let me put that there. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Here goes nothing. Business Brain, episode 701 for Casual Friday AI, November 14th, National Pickle Day, 2025.
Sweet pickles.
Oh, no, dill. Only dill.
No way.
Only dill. Oh, no. Half sour, my friend. Half sour pickles. That's the best. Welcome to Business Brain, the show where we take some ideas, we crunch them, we dissect them, we marinate them like a good half sour pickle, and we use them to tune our business brains each and every week so that we can keep on living those charmed lives. Our sponsors for today include Shopify.com/businessbrain, where you're going to sign up for your $1 per month trial period, and QuickBooks.com/payroll, which is where Intuit QuickBooks Payroll is, and you can take control of your payroll today. We'll talk more about those in a minute. For now, here in Durham, New Hampshire, I'm Dave Hamilton.
And in Lafayette, California, I'm Shannon Jean. Happy to be here.
You really don't like, you prefer sweet pickles to like the dill pickles, huh?
I don't like dill pickles at all.
That's so fascinating to me. I don't care for sweet pickles.
I don't go out of my way to eat sweet pickles either.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose, I would only choose a sweet pickle.
Yeah, see, I will go out of my way to
To have a
eat
good dill
dill
pickle?
pickles. And then the best part is when you finish the dill pickles, you can drink the juice.
This is the problem, because one of the things that I can't stand is when I order a sandwich and I want to I'm not a vegetable guy. I don't want any lettuce. I don't want any tomatoes on my sandwich.
Okay.
I want it to
and a lot of
cheese.
dill pickles.
No. But what they do is they put a slice of pickle on your plate, and that nasty juice runs into your sandwich, which effectively makes it a pickle sandwich.
That juice is the nectar of the
wants.
gods.
No,
It's good, and it's good for you. Like I find,
I'm
like
sure it's everything tastes bad. It's good for you.
oh no, it tastes so good. I like to drink that the morning after I have a gig, because it helps replenish. It's pickle juice is so good.
I can't do it.
We've made cocktails with pickle juice. We do it all the time.
Yeah,
It's
my
great.
wife loves it, but I can't.
Yeah, it's not your thing.
No.
You know what I have found that's fun is in for our Friday Eye in ChatGPT. I have CarPlay. I'm an iPhone person.
Same.
I noticed recently I was going into if you go into settings, general car. This is on your iPhone. So where you get to your CarPlay settings.
While
okay,
we go.
great.
Okay.
So you go to settings, general CarPlay, and then in CarPlay you have apps, and now widgets is a new thing in iOS 26. You got to go to your car. So settings, general CarPlay, your car, and then you have apps or widgets. If you go to widgets, you can add up to 5 widgets, and there is now a ChatGPT widget that you can add. And these widgets are accessible by swiping the window to the right, which sort of moves everything to the left. They are all the way to one end. As you swipe everything to the right, you'll finally see your widgets. And then you can swipe up and down to get through them. You have widgets like news or weather. You can have your calendar there. The third-party apps obviously can publish widgets like ChatGPT has.
Oh, doing it right now. Look at that.
Now, here's the thing, though.
Yes.
It's great, sort of.
Okay.
You get 3 options when you pull up the ChatGPT widget. There's one big one at the top, and then right kind of in a square. Yep, Shannon's showing us the square there. No, that's Pickle Day. Yep,
Yeah,
there you go.
Looking at it right
Yeah,
there.
but it's a square. There's one long one, sort of wide one at the top. That will simply launch ChatGPT into text interaction mode. So it seems like maybe that's not such a great idea.
No.
Even worse idea is the first little circle button, which looks like a camera and it will put ChatGPT into take a picture mode. Also seems like a bad idea while you're driving.
That does seem like a bad idea. Yeah.
The final one in the lower right-hand corner of what you see on your screen, it's a little circle, will bring you to ChatGPT voice conversation mode. However, you will try these in your car and none of them will work until you unlock your phone. So you have to wake up and unlock your phone.
Every time?
Why? Yep. Why you have to do that to interact with this seems counterintuitive and certainly unsafe to me. But once you get your phone unlocked, then you can press that button and it will launch into ChatGPT and you can do your whole you can have your conversation. And having conversations with ChatGPT in the car is one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I want to come back to that. But
sure.
You have to unlock it every time?
Yes. So this is, and I think it's Apple that put us in this scenario, which makes no sense. They've done some things with CarPlay in the last few iterations. Like now, if your car is moving, the number of items you get in a list is shorter.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if I'm going to scroll down this list, wouldn't it be better if I not do it with my phone in my hand?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to scroll down this list now. Like you're frustrating me. It's
yes.
So anyway, I have no doubt that this is some safety feature from Apple that doesn't make any sense. But alas,
that's cool. Your comment about having conversations with ChatGPT you can't just let that slide by. Because
I'm not going to let that slide by.
So important if you're using ChatGPT and you want to become more familiar with ways to use it that you may not be thinking about. I just have found that being in the car by yourself, having conversations and asking to learn about different topics is phenomenal. And what's great about it is among just the knowledge, but how it does it where, you've mentioned on the show here too, is you're in charge of the cadence, right? So you could ask a question, it'll answer you, and then you could be sitting there thinking for 10 minutes or 10 hours and just start again. And ChatGPT has no idea there's been any sort of delay.
Doesn't care.
It's not built that way. So you can then go back in. I've done this with one of my examples I've used on the show here is have this property up in the mountains that has a well and I've had some problems with it. I know nothing about wells. Well, now I do because I've talked to ChatGPT for like an hour at different times about here's the problem I'm having. What are the possible issues? Recommend things. It's just a game changer. And any topic you want to learn about, customer service ideas and who's got what best practices, entrepreneurship, your car. I mean, I talked to it about fixing a washing machine up at one of our vacation rentals last weekend. It's amazing.
If you are at a loss for something that you want it to teach you about, ask it for ideas. Because the more I use ChatGPT, of course, the more it knows about me and just what I'm interested in or what I have a thing too. We didn't talk about swatting, did we? SWOT? No. Okay, I we'll talk about that in a little bit. But it knows things about you, and so you can ask it, hey, what's something that I should know about? I've got 20 minutes. Let's have a conversation, and it'll tell you. Like it'll happily tell you. Yes.
Yeah, and now I have my Limitless pendant tied into ChatGPT, so it has access to that data.
There you go.
About what I'm doing each day. So it's even more useful that I can say, tell me about this call or do it, whatever. And it's super great. One last thing on CarPlay. You'll see, I've been reading a lot about General Motors getting rid of CarPlay in their vehicles. If anybody's listening, I just would not buy a car without CarPlay. If anybody from GM is listening, there's no way I would ever own another car without CarPlay. I have a Chevy truck that has it still, thankfully.
Yeah.
My wife's Jeep, which is, a Chrysler product, but that has it. And it's like, I couldn't imagine functioning going back to some weird interface with without CarPlay. Forget it. I'm not doing it.
It's crazy.
I wouldn't buy your car.
Crazy talk. I agree.
It is.
It's because they want to sell subscriptions and all
get
that
it.
stuff.
I understand.
Yeah.
I don't-
Monthly recurring revenue. I love that.
It's just a bad solution.
I do too. All right. I have things to share about how I've been using ChatGPT. The next thing that I want to share is I want to talk about our sponsors. And running a business means wearing about 12 different hats, right? It's somehow payroll always manages to be the one that gives you hat head, right? That's why I love Intuit QuickBooks Payroll. This is the all-in-one platform that connects payroll, time tracking, HR, and financial insights all in one place. With QuickBooks Payroll, I can see every dollar, every hour, and every job cost without bouncing between spreadsheets or guessing at profitability. It integrates with your books automatically. It'll handle taxes and give you real-time financial clarity. This is the kind of thing that'll save you like half a day a week, which is huge when you're trying to live your charmed life and still keep your business humming, right? So whether you're hiring, onboarding, or scaling your team, QuickBooks Payroll makes it super easy. AI and automation handle the heavy lifting so you can focus on the work that actually drives your business forward, not just keeps the lights on. And, if QuickBooks Payroll were a team member, it'd be the one who shows up early, never complains, and somehow brings you coffee or tea exactly the way you like it. Take control with QuickBooks Payroll today. Learn more by going to quickbooks.com/payroll. That's quickbooks.com/payroll. Take control of your time, your team, and your business with QuickBooks Payroll. And our thanks to QuickBooks Payroll for sponsoring this episode. And you know how it is. When you're running a business, there's a lot of things that keep us up at night, right? Product ideas, marketing plans, maybe that one weird email from your web host that you haven't opened yet. But one thing I never lose sleep over, selling. And that's because I use our sponsor, Shopify. Shopify isn't just a platform, it's your built-in business partner. It powers 10% of all U.S. e-commerce and helps entrepreneurs like us sell anywhere, online, in person, or even from the beach. Not that I've tried fulfilling orders from a hammock yet. Maybe I have, actually. Yeah, it totally works. With Shopify, you get everything in one place. Gorgeous store templates that make your brand look sharp from day one. Inventory management, secure payments, analytics, and marketing tools that actually help you grow. And that magical purple Shop Pay button, that is the best converting checkout on the planet. Your customers, they already love it. Your accountant already loves it. If that button could run for president, it might win. So whether you're just getting started or scaling to the stars, Shopify gives you the tools to build, sell, and live your charmed life. It's time to turn your big business idea into ka-ching with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling at shopify.com/businessbrain. Go to shopify.com/businessbrain. One more time, shopify.com/businessbrain. And our thanks to Shopify for sponsoring this episode. All right, I want to share some tips that I have learned. With ChatGPT, and I think this happens with any of the LLMs. It's not limited to just ChatGPT. You have one chat going, you started it, and you just keep going with it, and you keep iterating on it, and eventually it stops remembering things that you talked about, and then it gets to a point where it's just completely tied in knots, right?
Yes, the answers get worse and worse. The output gets worse and worse. It starts telling you it's outputting things when it's not. I've had it where it's like it's supposed to be creating an image and then keep going, and it'll say image, and nothing will be there.
It just gets stuck. That is where I believe ChatGPT is running into the limitations of its current context window, meaning all of the sort of moving parts that it has in place for that particular chat, it can't hold them all in memory at the same time. And so things start getting discombobulated. And I've asked ChatGPT how to solve these problems over the years, and its general advice is start a new chat.
Yeah.
Now, what I've done is I've said, okay, summarize everything in this chat so I can give it to you to start a new chat.
Yeah,
and that
that's
way
really
you're getting
important.
some context. But there's a way to get even more of the context to sort of transfer over. And that is by using ChatGPT projects. If you take the existing sort of, monolithic chat that you have going, create a project, and then you can move chats in and out of projects.
Yes.
And you move the chat into a project, start a new one there.
When you say move, you're telling ChatGPT to move the content into a project.
Yeah, you right click if you're on your browser, hold down on your phone.
If you want to move it, man, okay. You can also just tell it.
That's true. You could just type to do it. That's right. Yes.
I've done that too.
Yep. Put this in my whatever project and it'll go there. And I've found that to be it's not perfect. And I'm always a little frustrated when I get to a point with a chat where it starts hitting that wall because it's like, dang it, man. I really wanted to kind of like keep going with this, but you can't. It's just how it be. And maybe actually I know that ChatGPT 6, OpenAI has talked about expanding the context window as one of the sort of primary things that they're working on with ChatGPT 6. Well, they've said, Sam Altman said something along the lines of what we hear from our customers is that you want ChatGPT to know more about you.
Yeah.
And to be more aware. And so that's context. And so there you go.
Yeah.
So
that's a key part of why it's so impactful. And it's also part of their walled garden, right? We talk about ChatGPT a lot. But I know that Claude is amazing. I know that Perplexity is awesome. I do use Perplexity. I use their Comet browser, which I think is huge in doing, using the agent, like to find things. It's amazing in there and to do things for you. But I've uploaded over, let's just say hundreds of pages of content into my ChatGPT, hundreds of transcripts of calls, coaching calls, workshops, webinars that I've done. So it knows so much. And then I just prompt it.
They didn't create the walled garden. You did.
I did. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's
the important part is that I've had actually for a little while as like if we need something for Friday Eye, what would a topic be? And one of them is which LLM do you use? And the answer is it doesn't matter as long as you keep using the same one.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's not entire. There are nuances to that. Like if I'm programming, Claude is totally number one. Right? But now Claude has all of that context. But it would be really nice if Claude also had all of sort of my business logic context that it could then apply when I'm writing code for the business, right? So that part is kind of frustrating. And of course, no one's created an export function yet.
No. Or there's not an LLM aggregator that could tap into each of your accounts. That would be interesting too.
Perplexity kind of does. Perplexity will let you use, but it's not your accounts. It's just the different LLMs. But That's
right. This project idea, it's so powerful. Yeah. And especially when I use it a lot to create outlines that I can then go finish.
Yeah,
and it's
go flesh
a great way to start. And I'll ask it a question. I'll say, okay, hey, I want to talk about this topic for my newsletter this week.
Sure.
We're in my news. Have I talked about this before? In what context? It gives me this information, but gives it back because I upload every newsletter to a project. I have a newsletter folder project, and then I'll say, okay, let's create an outline, do it this, that, and the other, and it's almost like you tapping into all the ways I've written before because I want it in my voice.
Right.
And then I can take that, I get that outline, and then I'm like, great. It kind of gives me the guide. Like, all right, now I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about that. It's super powerful, man. It's just
crazy,
incredible how it works, and it's just a great tool to lean on. And this is why autonomous humanoid robots with this kind of data is
We're going to see them. Like you and I are going to get to have them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There's that Neo one that
we talked about last week.
We talked about it, right? Yeah. But that $500 a month price point, it's a total no-brainer. I think I probably want to have like 5 of them around the house. Just doing stuff, fixing things. But anyway, it's great. We'll
get there.
The future is bright. You just have to know how to use it.
Well, and that's what we're doing here is learning. Yeah. I mean, we're learning. Like we're not the experts. We're all just beginner's mind here. So
that's right.
Send in your stuff, feedback@businessbrain.show, because we want to learn from you too, and then we can amplify what you're sharing with everybody, and that's a wonderful thing. So,
got it.
Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. Again, feedback@businessbrain.show. Make sure you send that stuff in and review us. There's still time.
You win a MacBook.
businessbrain.show/review. You can win a MacBook. Send in your review. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Keep on living that charmed life. And we're out. Sweet.
Awesome. For those of you in the live stream, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate your support. And we'll be back here next Monday because we're very consistent. And,
that's the plan.
We will see you for episode 702 and 702
702 and 3
next week.
Yeah.
See you, everybody. I'm going to end the stream now.
Amazing.
Just hit my mic. Good time to leave.
Wow, that's